Hello and welcome to this beautiful morning in Rock Garden. We're all assembled here on a Saturday to record the editor's take for Season 3 of Chronicles. If this is your first go-around, you probably don't know what the editor's take is. So let me give you a quick brief of what an editor's take is. So editors and hosts alike of all the episodes for Season 3 come together and discuss, talk about, reminisce how we came about with the guests who starred on this season, and the recording process, any behind the scenes, snippets that obviously the mic won't be catching everything. So we just talk a lot of, off the fly conversations, and we have a great time while doing it. So yeah, that's about editor's take. My name is Mohammad Fauzan. I'm a fourth year in information science, and I'll be moderating this. I don't know if can we call it an episode? I don't know.
It is an episode.
It is an episode. Okay. So yeah, Adrian, before we start with the individual hosts, right? Do you want to talk about anything in particular?
Yeah, Fauzan. So, hi everyone. This is Adrian. I'm a UVCE 2023 batch graduate. And I just wanted to inform all of you about the editor's cohort we'll be having very shortly. So what does that mean? It basically is a platform for those who want to learn, say, audio and video editing, or perhaps are interested in poster design or thumbnail design, to put their skills to the test and obviously be part of the Chronicles team. So we're giving you that platform wherein you can explore these skills. And a few of the people who participated in our previous editors cohort are in fact here joining us today. Maybe we can learn from their experience also. But yes, stay tuned to your WhatsApp groups. You may be receiving a message there, and do follow us at Vision UVC. So stay tuned, those who are interested for the editors cohort. So Fauzan, let's kickstart the editor's take.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go with me first, or me first. Why not, right? Sure. I have a moderating privilege now.
Okay.
For Season 3, I think the first episode I hosted was with Mr. N. Manjunath Prasad, right? I still remember every bit of, the process before the actual interaction, right? So I think the KPTCL office is where we were in the lobby, and me, Abhishek, and Nitin. And the surreal experience started from there, because we obviously never had met anybody as influential as a chief minister's advisor. And that was soon going to happen. And we were we were watching the unfolding of all the security, the security measures, and looking at a very orderly government office, right? And a very high ranking official of the Karnataka government is very much before your eyes. And I think, like, trying to digest that, and also having some questions in the back of my mind for him. Not just because he's an alumni of UVC, but because UVC is in such a important stage in its life, in its legacy. And it would be nice to get his insights on that. Because again, we're now an autonomous institute. I had all these questions I wanted to ask him. I prepared a lot because I was sort of turning my journalistic instincts on, even though I have never done this before. So that was kind of the first time for me.
I think the auto ride just before you recorded, you want to tell them about that when we called and I said Sridhar is also there.
Oh, yeah. So that was interesting, right? Whatever happened on that day, it was a 2-in-1, basically. So I finished with Mr. Prasad's recording. And on the same afternoon, I did Sridhar sir's episode. I recorded it with him because he accompanied us basically to Mr. Manjunath Prasad's office, and then he stayed there for some time, and then we regrouped in campus in Marvel actually for his recording. So yeah, a lot happened that day. Looking back, it was a very productive day because we actually did a lot. But yeah, coming back to Manjunath Prasad's episode, I had a flow in my mind ready, but I quickly realized that he isn't very interested in having a systematic discussion. He was willing to go in all places, in all directions during our conversation. And I asked him pretty, staple questions that a student would ask an alumni. What was your experience like? How did you get here in life? And all of those things. But I realized that now that I've hosted a couple episodes and now I know how this works, I think we should not ask or only stick to those questions about experiences. If there is anything special there, sure. But I moved more towards this specialization, right? His bureaucratic experience or his government-specific role that he has to play. I asked him a very simple, maybe quote-unquote Gen Z question, right? All of us are 19, 20 years old, and our alumni is a chief advisor to the chief minister. So what exactly is your work? What is your duties? Everybody is so psyched out. I still remember saying the words psyched out to him. And I just thought to myself, wow, I really did that. And he didn't pay much heed to that, but he answered the question, and it was very it was very interesting, to listen to him speak such. He was a very he was a good orator, right? He knows what he's doing, and his oratory skills are great, and I learned a lot. But I also wanted to ask him about what is his take on the UVC becoming autonomous, and now what is the future for the college and everything. And he gave his take as an alumni, but I was looking for something more on the side of his impact, what he can do, because now he's right there, in the he has a seat at the table. That's what I was trying to say. And he can influence these things if he tries to, and all that. And he sort of explained to me that that's not what my job is, and as in that's not what his job is, and his work mainly entails, assisting the chief minister in his work. So all of that said and done, I think the Manjunath Prasad episode was very exhilarating, because I was very intimidated by this man, and his body language was very, it was very to the point. It was not, there was no time that was wasted. It was straight to the recording thing, and we were in there for like 25 minutes and we were out. So yeah, I think after that we came back. Sridhar sir, we met him there, and Sridhar Agalia, who is the second and the last guest that I hosted on Chronicles, he is a serial entrepreneur. Basically, he's been there a lot for he was there at the time in the UK when Amazon was taking up the book industry, the novel industry, and he was there with his little company trying to do that before Amazon, and he was explaining all of that in our episode. And I was just thinking to myself that there are so many entrepreneurs out there who are UVCians, and it's just really nice to know that Chronicles is a great outlet for them to talk about all of these things, because I don't think these are guests who should be on shows but aren't, and Chronicles is that opportunity for them as well. I do think that these things are an opportunity for alumni as well. It's not just an opportunity for students. So yeah, I didn't have any script for this episode with Sridhar. It was all off the top of my head. So I was going a little bit, flat with the questions, but I think he had a lot, even in those areas, to share with students. So yeah, great experience as always. Season 2 was when I started hosting with Suraj Prasad, and now it has come, for almost a year and a half. So yeah, it's the juniors' time now. Anyways, I'll be passing the mic to Sujay, who hosted the episode with Vidya Babu, or should I say co-hosted? Yeah.
Hello to everybody that's listening, and hello to the future me that's listening, to feel proud of himself again. You can do great things. I believe in you. So yeah, I'll introduce myself now. Thank you, Fauzan. So I'm Sujay Vikram. I'm in the 4th sem, 3rd year, funny enough, in the ECE. Right now, I'm an editor and was a co-host. I've not hosted an episode yet. And right now, I'm also actively involved in the marketing and publishing of the Chronicles podcast. So I'll tell you all about how I started off with the Chronicles podcast. So I was pretty much, always wondering about the channels using which UVC advertises itself, and I found none. I used to just look up the phrase UVCE and on so many other social media channels or whatever. And then I came across Chronicles all by myself before I joined UVCE. And I was, inspired by all these people being capable of talking to adults, because right now, I was pretty scared of holding a conversation with an individual that's, attained a lot, as opposed to me that's just a student. So yeah, it was pretty awe-inspiring when I got to co-host an episode. I was the most junior editor and a co-host, I believe, with one of the most senior industry veterans. I did not think it would go well. Aiden Anna and Grishma, who was my co-host, were there alongside with me. And yeah, I was just, scribbling down notes, making sure I don't ask some funny question and piss her off and make her angry. I got to ask her some good questions. And, at the end of the day, what I thought was she's so inspirational. Like, her going against all odds and attaining so much success in life, that was inspirational to me. There's so many odds, and she doesn't even, showcase all that on her LinkedIn. All you see on her LinkedIn is all the prestigious awards she's won, all the posts she's held. And you think that, she's had a very easy way to success, but that's not the way it is. You have to struggle a lot. So that's one common theme in all these episodes that you get to learn. And most of them are not just in engineering. So UVC, with its 100 years of legacy, you see them involved in so many other fields. And yeah, I'm just happy to be part of something really great. I feel cool now. And, Adrian Anna and Fauzan, they have this infectious energy. With the enthusiasm and vigor, they look into things and get it done. Yeah, that's rubbing on all of us.
2 hours later.
And I'm pretty happy to be associated with UVCE Chronicles. Thank you to everybody. I'll be back for more. And yeah, passing on the mic to my co-host, Grishma. I'll pass on the mic to our moderator who wants his moderator rights to be exercised.
1 eternity later.
Thank you so much, Sujay. We've raised you well. So next is Grishma, who also co-hosted the episode with Ramesh Babu and a couple others, right? So yeah, we'll just pass the mic to Grishma.
Good morning, and this is Grishma and UVCE Chronicles coming to you. We've got great episodes this time. Several editors worked on them, and a lot of effort was put in. I'd like to acknowledge all of that. And it was a wild ride from the start to the end. So this season, I hosted 2 episodes. One was co-hosted, and that was with the young little boy that just spoke. That was Sujay. And so most of what we did during that episode was corporate talk, I guess. It was a very fun episode. Of course, she had a lot of trials and tribulations. She, as Sujay said, she doesn't exhibit that part of her life, but the facade she puts up is a very different one. And a very brave, strong one that has achieved great heights. She is quite an industry veteran with multiple research papers, a PhD, and several other great accolades that none of us could even hope to achieve perhaps, but she had. And that was very intimidating, and I didn't know what questions to ask her because it was not something that I could relate to very much. But then at the end, what happened was that Sujay and we had a few minor problems. The internet was very bad. First of all, she was in the US and we were in Bangalore. That was not much of a problem if the internet was good, but it was not. And several issues cropped up that we realized only later on, so we had to stop midway and start it again. And I hope that didn't put her off. Ma'am, if you're listening to this, we're very sorry. We honestly did not expect it. And we hope it'll never happen again. But it was a wonderful episode that we hosted. We learned a lot. And my next episode was with Rupa Pai. So Rupa Pai ma'am is a children's book author. It's a very different profession from what I've spoken. I mean, and you don't expect an engineering graduate to do such things, such good things in life. You expect them to be IT slaves or some sort of corporate slave. I mean, there's a bunch of them in this group right now.
I'm offended.
Okay.
And a bunch of them that will be in that situation in life. but including me, I will be a corporate slave and a proud one. It makes us money.
Okay.
Rupa Pai ma'am has published multiple books, and in preparation for the interview, I actually read one of them just to see what her writing style was like. And it was very, very much like one of my favorite authors, that is Neil Gaiman. The style was very bright and cheerful, and it was not dumbed down for a child to be able to understand it. The vocabulary was very good. All of the things that she expressed, so the book I read was on medical history, and all of the stuff that she expressed was something that any adult would love to learn as well, hopefully. As long as you keep the spirit of curiosity ignited, that is. All of us at Chronicles encourage that. Please. And I actually spoke to her about a lot of topics. Of course, the usual questions, like Fauzan said, her experiences at UVC, the start and end of her career. But what... the start and end of her non-existent IT career. Yes. And the start and current boom of her book writing career. She recently published another one. She's been attending a lot of book shows and unveilings and stuff. And hello, ma'am, if you're listening to this, we love you.
And we love the quiz show you hosted or were part of, that I attended separately after I listened to the episode and I stalked you down.
FBI, open up! That was Sujay, and that was too much information. We do not condone any such activities. Please don't reveal this stuff to anyone. Moving on. So what we discussed was, actually she told me a lot about her life. And this was back in the 80s and 90s, and her childhood was very, very different from mine. But in a way also quite similar, because the books I read and the books she read as kids kind of overlapped a bit. We read a lot of the classics, especially Enid Blyton. Ma'am had a love for Enid Blyton. And she spoke about her love for Archie comics, how it influenced her decision to do the next things that she did, that was join a children's magazine right after her engineering. And she spoke about parental pressure, all of this stuff. So at the end, it was a very eye-opening conversation, and it also made us feel, I don't know, a little endeared towards children's authors in India who have a multitude of problems, starting from all of the trials that publishing, self-publishing, and etc. give a startup. And that taught me a lot. I didn't know anything about this. I just read the books. I think we should all appreciate the amount that goes into publishing them. And also, it takes a lot of guts to stop all of the engineering things that you've done. And I mean, you can always apply the knowledge that you've had in something else, but it takes a lot of guts to, give up a career that's just there for you. There's a bunch of jobs that you can get, and you're leaving all that and doing something of your own that makes you happy, that inspires passion in you. That's a beautiful thing. And I'd like to stop on that.
Maybe you can talk about the time we met her after the episode.
We met her at Chayos Cafe Indiranagar. I can't stop calling it that. The name is hilarious. And we spoke for like a couple of hours. She told us even more about her family life, her husband that she'd met at the age of 14. And they're together for how many years? 30? Yeah, probably around quite a long time. That's commitment, folks. And also then there's a lot of stuff that she spoke about. Fitness came up, and we discussed Milind Soman, whose biography she wrote. And yeah, that was one of the chief topics. She also invited us to her book unveiling. And this was a book that was about yoga. It was also a children's book. We went there, we enjoyed, and it was a great evening. So thank you.
Thank you, Grishma. I still distinctly remember listening to your episode with Rupa Pai. And I think out of all the Chronicles episodes that's happened so far, I think that's my favorite. I think it was so wholesome. It was It was like a fan talking to, an author. It was like a student talking to an alumni. It was so many things. And I still remember smiling throughout while listening to it. It was a very beautiful episode. You did a great job, Grishma. Yeah. Okay. So next is Nitin. Nitin was an editor for this season. So let's hear his,
So, hello everyone. This is Nitin from second year Triple E. Before talking about my experience in third year. Okay. So you're in? I'm in the third year. Yeah, so even I'm in the third year. But the fourth sem. That makes sense. So yeah, before talking about my editing experience, I would like to talk about meeting Sukumar Rao sir, which episode was hosted by Abhishek. And I remember Adrian telling us to, constantly reminding us to be punctual because he's a Navy officer. And I was so nervous that I called Fauzan along. I don't know how it helped, but I was like, dude, we'll be punctual. Please come along. So I still remember being nervous before entering his house. And as soon as he opens the door, everything changed. I don't know what happened, but it was a totally different experience. And of course, much more than like we expected in a good way. So as soon as we started the episode, I remember sir he was not familiar with the concept too. Like, I don't know how you market a podcast, but the only thing I can say is once you start listening to it, it all gets better. So meeting an alumni who's a naval officer, I remember like, I was ready with everything. I was like, we have to make small gestures which show him that we are disciplined too. And sir was so kind with us, and it seemed like a very informal experience because he was so friendly with us, and we were ready to ask any questions we want. And after the episode got over, we went to a place, and I just realized that however friendly we were with him, the episode was a totally formal thing and it was disciplined. Yeah, and even after meeting sir in college, I still remember that as soon as he entered Marvel, like the R&D lab we have here, I remember him hugging me. I'm like, sir, I didn't even host your episode, but that's just who he is. And if you guys listen to his podcast again, even the things he talks about, like the questions we ask, we end up asking questions about his experience, about how he enjoyed college life, about how he worked in Navy. And all of his answers includes the word team. He's like, I was in the Navy and we worked as a team, and how our experiences was, and all of us were in the submarines for around 6 months, and how their families took care of each other. And that's a really nice thing. And that shows you that joining any defense force shows you that you respect your country more than yourself. And each gesture of his, and his whole room was filled with like things about India, even the Indian flag. Seeing an Indian flag in a Navy officer's room is something which is very different. And yeah, I also got an opportunity to edit his podcast again on Unconference along with Vidya Kepai, where she's a software engineer in SAP Labs.
That's a really good coincidence actually. I never realized that you edited both.
And I edited both, and I know some of his stories were the same as the Unconference and his episode, but still all of us were equally interested. We're like, sir, say it again, we want to listen. And he just casually says that we used to escape through the torpedo tunnels when there was an emergency. I'm like, is there space for a person in a torpedo tunnel? And Vidya Kepai, ma'am was casually talking about her experience as a software engineer. And she was like, my first trekking experience was in one of the Western Ghats. And in a few minutes, she starts talking about her trekking experience in Himalayas, which is like, if people know, it's a totally different experience. So all I would like to say is more to the students that hosting and editing podcasts like this is a great opportunity. Like, we can't market it or explain how good it is, but if you guys try it out, you will feel it's completely different. And I can also observe that every editor or every host who talks about their episode, they're truly inspired by the person they hosted. And we are all in all, like Grishma said, Fauzan and Sujay, we just start talking about them a lot and we can't stop.
Thank you, Nitin. That was really, that was a very nice narration of your experience. So next is Deepak, who has been part of the Chronicles team for quite some time now. So we'll just pass the mic over to Deepak. Hi, Deepak.
Good old Deepak.
Good old Deepak.
Hello, Shreyas. I hope this audio finds you in good health because you will be the one editing it.
Okay.
I hosted the Major General Neil Kantappa sir's episode, and yeah, I feel like his name should be changed to Giga Chat Kantappa instead of Neil Kantappa. Because if you have listened to his podcast, you would know the things that he did, right? And yeah, going a little back, I am from Army Public School, so we had frequent visits of officers like, Brigadier General, and Colonel and stuff like that. So, we used to be very formal and disciplined, at least in front of them. So yeah, when he came during our podcast, he got out of the car, and I was standing there in attention. He just smiled at me, and I'm like, oh, I'm no longer in school, I should move. And then we went inside, and then sir was very chill. Quite the opposite of the side that we have seen in almost all the officers in our school. But yeah, it was quite fun talking to him. And yeah, one more thing I noticed. Shreyas, cut this silence, please. Thank you. So yeah, one more thing that I noticed is that this is called editor's take, and almost all of them sitting here are hosts. So yeah, except Nitin, yeah. And Sujay. Well, okay, Sujay too.
And you, of course.
And yeah, the thing is that, as Sujay and Grishma said, they were talking about Vidya Babu's podcast, how they were like, they had a lot of issues, and they were like, I hope that ma'am doesn't get angry or offended. Bro, think about editors too, man. Sujay's background had an entire Mahabharata going on. I had so much trouble editing it. And he's worried about the host. But I hope you guys, plug in the mics properly and record it.
We're learning from our
Is the mic properly plugged in now?
Yeah, of course.
He has looked into it now.
Yeah.
He's an editor. He knows.
And yeah, I edited, I think all the episodes that Rahul hosted, I edited those. And the first one that...
It's a coincidence.
Yes, okay, it might be. But looking at that, I can tell that dude has improved a lot, at least when it comes to plugging in mic and speaking. Because the first episode, his voice was so we have two mics. We record, one mic is for the host and another mic is for the guest. And the guest was, I think, Ramesh Arvind. No, not Ramesh. Prakash Belwadi. And in the guest mic, his voice was better. So I don't know how he plugged the mic, but then his mic had a...
Nitin can give us some insight into that. He was there that day.
Oh, yeah.
Why did you guys plug the mic?
I remember plugging Prakash Belwadi sir's mic on the laptop and Rahul's on the phone. And I was very sure that, okay, the audio quality is good. And somehow Rahul manages to mess up the order, and he's like, dude, my episode was recorded on the laptop and Prakash Belwadi on the phone.
It felt like his mic was inside his mouth when he was talking. But yeah.
Thank you for that visual.
But yeah, the next episode that I edited, it was quite a lot better compared to the previous one. And the last one, which I think is for Chronicles Season 4. And I also edited that episode too. And that was the best. Probably because I also went there with him. But yeah. I think Chronicles, being an editor was quite fun. And then hosting the Neil Kantappa sir's episode was a very big coincidence, I think, because Adrian wanted someone with an army background to host it, and surprisingly, hey, Deepak is there, right? He's from army background. Thank you.
I hyped Neil Kantappa sir so much to Deepak over the past few weeks in sort of preparation for the episode that, I think Deepak was very ready when I sort of reached out to him to host the episode.
And yeah, that was quite an experience. And I also edited that episode at least halfway because after that I had to give it to Prajwal because I had my exams. But yeah, I was actually quite stuttering when asking him questions. So during editing, I made sure to clip certain parts of the audio. So I sounded very confident. So yeah, if you listen to the original version, you will know how nervous I was. But yeah, it was quite a good experience. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Deepak. That was very honest, if anything. So I think one thing in Chronicles that we can see, I've been here, this is my second editor's take, and I'm just so happy that I'm part of this again this year. I feel like this is my first time because of how, I like juniors feel the same way about it as I do. And Adrian, like however Adrian felt about it when he was in third year, I do it. So just the whole idea of passing it down to, the next batch and just hoping that it carries on. We have, like Adrian talked about, a new cohort of editors and hosts is required at Chronicles. So I think take it as a networking thing, take it as anything, but you will remember it for the rest of your lives. I still remember, I don't know why I'm bringing up Naveen Kumar's episode, but I want to because, Target. He's the director of technology at Target. And he said that UVC empowers everybody. It's a very empowering institute. And I don't think truer words have ever been said on this, on Chronicles, because it is very empowering. And many of us wouldn't be hosting podcasts if we were in other colleges, right? But we're here in UVC and we have this opportunity and we have other students and seniors who help us, who motivate and continue this whole thing. So just my 10 cents on why it's actually very beautiful to see Chronicles being continued and why it needs to have 10 more seasons, 20 seasons, and just keep going. So I don't think we will ever reach a point where alumni are we run out of alumni. That's not happening. Illustrious alumni are in abundance, and we are just on a pursuit of finding them and getting them to talk to us. So I think I'll pass it on to Anupama. She is now an alumni of UVC from the 2023 batch, the most recent graduate. So Anupama, take it away.
Thanks, Fauzan. So it's very sad that I won't be hosting any more episodes as a student. I'm very sad. Okay. So, irony is the first episode and the last episode of season 3 is mine. Coincidence. Okay. So the first episode was Ramesh Arvin's, which was like, we didn't even thought that we can get him on a call or we can have a podcast with him. So it was an Inspiron day, and we were discussing how to get Naufal, he's one of our junior, to record another episode. So that time, to boost his confidence, I told I'll be doing Ramesh Arvin's. So that's how we got, and we just randomly took the shot and asked for Sir's podcast if he's available. And so very surprising that he said, yeah, I'm okay with it. And he said offline wouldn't be possible and online will do it, but he will be traveling to Mysore that day and we'll be recording it on phone. It's a phone call. So when I asked Shreyas about it, his editor, when I asked about it, he's like, no, I can't edit this. It's in phone. The audio quality will be very bad. And if you connect to the internet, there is a chance that you may get disconnected. So how do we do that? So it's okay. We'll do it on phone recording and we'll look how can we edit that. So that day, I didn't prepare any script. I just kept on asking him what is that. And before the call, I forgot to start the recording, by the way. And I talked like 10-15 minutes. After that, I started recording. Very bad, I know.
I did not know this. Best part is she expected Sir to be much more descriptive with his answers. And then I think his answers were literally a couple of lines, short and to the point. And you were like, still like caught on to the previous question. Yeah.
That's how the episode went on. And after the call, I'm like, did I really talk to Ramesh Arvind sir? He told me that we can call. We can have the call with the. Whatever we usually record the podcast, but then something was wrong with the mic. So we had to do it on a call. We tried with the recording setup, but he told me, okay, it's not working. I'm not able to hear you properly. I'll call you. Just give me your number. That's how we did the episode. So, yeah, after that, the last episode, that is Professor TLRD sir. Okay, we met him on reunion of 73 batch. And his speech took us on next level. There was a pin drop silent in that room when he was talking, and without mic, his voice was at the top, and everyone is like, oh, this man is awesome. And then after that, we met him during AGM, and then we asked for him, like, can we do a podcast with you? And he said, yeah, we will do. And he agreed to come to college for the episode, actually. He lives quite far away. It's outside Bangalore, actually. So he came to college. He talked with us for like 2-3 hours, I guess. It was such a nice talking to him that like how to be like how does it feel to be like a student, like a professor in the same college. And he was really like on next level. I don't know what to tell that. Yeah, that day, okay, I forgot the script on that day. So both the episode I did without the script. Sad. Yeah. So I asked random questions on that day as well. But Adrian backed me up though. And we also recorded the video of that session. So yeah, that's how it went.
Thank you, Anupama. And I don't know why I'm making this all about me, but I think you can still host episodes, okay? I think you can still host episodes. And I'm probably saying this.
She said that she was feeling bad that she's no longer a student hosting an episode. No one said an alumni cannot host.
Oh, wow. She's much ahead of me, you guys. Anyways, so I was only saying that because when I graduate, I would also like to be part of this, hosting thing because...
We are selfish folks.
Anyways, so Adrian, you hosted a couple of episodes this season.
And the next season as well.
And the next season as well. Which, by the way, stay tuned. Adrian, tell us about your experience. You know, you've been with Chronicles for so long. Actually, I'll ask you a question that's a little bit more layered, right? So you were there since season 1, 2, and 3. Just tell us about your, what you thought of it when you first joined, like your honest second year, third year mentality when you were there for your first hosting of episode, and how it has, and now what is your mindset towards Chronicles?
Yeah, it's actually been a long time since I started. I was onboarded onto the Chronicles team, when we published the first episode. I listened to it and I was like, the idea just clicked like that. I was like, man, this concept is so good. So I just reached out to the team, appreciating them about, how good the episode was and how I was looking forward to further episodes. And the question came, hey, since you're interested, would you like to be a part of this? And Did you
reach out to Varsha?
Yes, I did. And it's been 3 seasons now, close to 50 episodes. Actually, to be 46 right now, to be exact, 4 episodes to go to 50. And sort of been involved in quite literally almost all the episodes. It's just my mind has sort of become this archive of experiences, people talking about what they do, And yes, obviously got to experience the background with which all these episodes are recorded. As far as season 3 goes, we recorded 4 episodes. One was the two solo and 2 with co-hosting with Srinidhi. And I think co-hosting was a concept we introduced in season 3, along with the first video podcast, which was Manomurthy sir's. So those are 2 new milestones for Chronicles. Obviously, I don't know how to put it, but the people I must first apologize to everyone here, because I have this very bad habit of hyping up the guest a lot before you even interview them. So I probably have a call. I probably poke Anupama saying, hey, you're recording Ramesh Arvind tomorrow, and then hype him up. I talk to, say... and then I talk to Deepak, hype Neil Kantappa sir up so much. But yes, that nervousness in turn contributes to more preparation for the episodes. And yes, the hosts really do put in that effort. And the episodes turn out really good. So 4 episodes this season. Govind Lakshman sir, Muthuraman sir, Mr. Anand Atreya, and of course, Manomurthy sir. Out of which, the most difficult person to get in touch with was Manomurthy sir. I've been trying since season 1. I think Srinidhi once just randomly in a conversation told, hey, it would be nice to have Manomurthy sir on the episode. And I was on it. I tried everything, and yes, finally we were able to get his contact. And coincidentally, he was in Bangalore, and we'd gone to his actual recording studio. Now, this is the place where actual movie songs are made. Now, one thing people may not know who know Manomurthy sir as a music composer is that he's a founder of 4 companies already, all of which have successful IPOs and have closed. He does film level music composing on the side as a hobby. Okay. That's the kind of person we were talking about. And Muthuraman sir's episode was again very surprising. I was at office and I receive a call from an unknown number saying, and I pick up and say, hi, this is Muthuraman. You told me you wanted to record a podcast. Can we do it this evening? I said, yes, sure. And when the vice president of Tata Steel calls you and tells you, let's record a podcast, you record a podcast. So I literally sat in the corner of the office, set up a impromptu recording session, and we had the episode with Muthuraman sir. Anand Atreya sir, on the other hand, I think Anupama also have a small snippet to share about that. But we are expecting the CEO of Tejas Networks to walk in through the door. We had scheduled the episode here. And next thing you know, in walks this person, quite lean, wearing a polo t-shirt and a jeans and a sandal, and coming towards me. He's like, hi, Adrian. And I was like, Anand sir? And I never expected him to come like that. He was so casual with us. He literally came, sat, made us sit right in front of Mincha, and he's like, come, let's have a chat. After the episode, I took him around to show him the college. And when he went to the lab, the lab instructor didn't recognize him. So I just quickly went and I said, ma'am, this is Anand sir. He's the CEO of Tejas Networks. She jumped out of her chair. She's like, sir, please come into the lab. So, he talked a lot about how we're really losing that kind of ethics and morals in the way we do things, and how that should be inculcated into the curriculum we have here. It's just been a very fulfilling experience here on Chronicles, and we're soon having season 4. That's exciting. In fact, we have almost 4 episodes in the pipeline ready. So, Fauzan, what are you looking forward to in season 4?
I think apart from obviously new voices from the guest side, I'm expecting and hoping enthusiastic voices from our own college who will be, interested to host these episodes. So I think we're passing on the baton to newer batchmates. Why you're shaking your head, Anupama? Am I saying something wrong? Anyways, I'll pass the mic on to you. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'm looking forward to a very, very special guest in particular. Can I reveal his name?
No.
Let's
keep it as an Easter egg.
But let me just say that he has, defended a lot, and he has advised a lot, and he has, he's
Enough.
and he is of prime importance to India's, history. Yes, I think, yeah.
And yes, one person here is very excited about it because he was the host of the episode. We'll hear his take in season 4's editor's take.
Yeah, hi. Very excited.
So much excitement and enthusiasm coming from Nitin here. Anyways, Anupama, do you want? Okay, Adrian had something. Anupama, you wanted something to say?
Yeah. Season 4, you can expect from a host from alumni side as well, please.
Yes, absolutely. And just one thing about this quote-unquote special episode we're talking about. I have this habit wherein someone suggests, hey, it would be cool to do an episode with this person. Next thing you know, that person is actually sitting with them and recording the episode. That's gone without exception. It is very scary. So, Anupama says Ramesh Arvind would be cool. Next thing you know, she's sitting with Ramesh Arvind. You talk to Naufal. He was actually the one we were taunting him about interviewing this guest. He was actually very, very nervous. He said, no, I'm going to put you on a hot seat with the most famous alumni UVCE has. And next thing you know, he's recording it. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up in season 4. So yeah, a lot of things to look forward to. And another reminder about the editors cohort. We're really looking forward to welcoming first, second, third years on board. Again, you need not have a background in editing, but if you have the will to learn, you can definitely join the team. So in case you're eager and can't wait for that WhatsApp message to come to your group, you can reach out to us, shoot us a mail on uvcga.chronicles@campusuvce.in, or you can reach out to us on our Instagram handle @visionuvce. So yeah, any concluding words, anyone?
I'd like to say that all of us, especially the ones listening to the podcast, because keep going. My blessings will forever be on you. I'd like to say that I hope all of us live lives that are worthy of being approached by juniors someday for our own Chronicles episode.
I think our alumni all feel that when they see, if it feels like they have also not achieved something, but that, there is a different feeling when you're, 30 years juniors come and approach you for an episode.
In fact, when I called Yella Reddy sir, asking him for the episode, he said, Adrian, I haven't done anything great in my life. Why do you want me to be on the show? I am like, sir, your research work was on the cover page of the Royal Society, and you say you've not done anything great. That's some other level of humbleness. And I think there's no chance you exit a room, exit a conversation with Yella Reddy sir without feeling awe. I think Nitin didn't even know who he was, and he was so amazed and curious about him and who he was. He had visited the lab once. So yeah.
I'm so thankful that I treated him with respect without knowing he was. I guess it was luck, but thank God.
I think we'll wrap up just as a conclusion and in summary. Season 4 is coming very, very soon. We don't really leave gaps anymore between our seasons. We just like to have, a little bit of a break, a little bit of breather, and then we'll be back with fresh voices.
And just before we forget, we'd also love to acknowledge a few of our team members who weren't able to make it here in person today. Of course, the editors, Abhishek from fourth year information science, Shreyas from third year computer science, Prajwal from fourth year mechanical engineering, And of course, Srinidhi, who was also a co-host. He's alumnus from the UVCE 2023 batch. Of course, Rahul, who was the host for Mr. Prakash Belawadi's episode, and Harshvardhan. If all of you have seen the season 3 thumbnail, the complete credit goes to him. He was the one who designed it. And we're looking forward for an exciting season 4. And yes, do stay tuned to Chronicles.
Thank you once again to all, the hosts for coming here today. And I think this is a very therapeutic experience to talk about all of our episodes that we've hosted. Very therapeutic for me, at least. And thank you to the UVC Graduates Association for onboarding students like us who don't see this as work, who see this as opportunity and see this as an extension of the lives that we want to lead. And obviously, thank you finally to our listeners, without whom we wouldn't be doing this. The messages that we get from juniors who say that this is such a good initiative. We want to hear more of this. We do this for you, and we're so happy that we have people who push engagement and who help Chronicles be successful. Interest not just from the people who organize it, but also from people who it's being consumed by. So thank you so much to the host, to the listeners, and we'll catch you in the next season 4 coming soon. Everybody cheer something.
We got the force with us.
Anyways, bye. Anyways, bye. Leave that in.